Welcome to another session of the AT Library Python program tutorial series. This particular tutorial is going to focus on data type, that is Python data types, and we are going to talk or concentrate on integers and floats because basically programming, there's no way you won't be using numbers, and one way or the other, there will be the usage of float numbers, and we can group these numbers into what integers and what floats. This tutorial is brought to you by Obed, and let's move to do something. All right, so we are saying that integers, you can add, subtract, multiply, and divide integers in Python. Exactly, so you can do that. And it's quite pretty simple. You see, unlike other programming languages that you have to give it a data type, then you have to, the variable you assign, then you have to, it's a whole lot, but Python programming is different, okay? So we have simple addition as a variable name equal to 2 plus 2. So guess what? If this particular code is being executed or being run, and we are going to print simple addition, we are going to get what? 4. That's all. It's pretty cool. Simple, right? The next one, we have exponents and multiple operations. Now, Python uses two multiplication symbols to represent exponents. So what we are trying to say over here is that you have this multiplication symbol, as you are seeing over, we are saying that 2 times 3 times of it, exactly. 2 times 3 times of it, meaning 2 times 2 times 2 is going to give you what? 8. So 2 raised to the power of 3. So you can interpret this as 2 times 3 times of it. Okay? Assigned to a variable, my exponent, print my exponent. Now, we also have multiple operations, that is addition and multiplication over here. Python supports the order of operations too, sure. So you can use multiple operations in one expression. So you have my exponent equal to 2 plus 3 times 4. So it execute this side, that is 3, 4, 12 plus 2 is going to give you what? 14. And we can go ahead and print it. All right, now we have what we call what? Floats. Python calls any number with a decimal point as what? Floats. So any decimal value in Python programming language is termed as what? Floats. So a typical example, we have float over here, float over here. My exponent 0.1 plus 0.1. If you are to print this, we are going to get 0.2. But sometimes we are going to get more decimal point places or more decimal values after the decimal point. So we are saying that if you check the next point, we are saying that, but be aware that you can sometimes get an arbitrary number of decimal places and in your answer. So we have my exponent is equal to 0.2 plus 0.1. If you are to execute this, or if you are to go ahead and print my exponent as a variable, we are going to get this. So you realize that we have a lot of decimal places over there, and you are supposed, for now, just ignore the extra decimal places that we are saying, okay? You learn ways to deal with the extra places where you move on in our subsequent tutorial. When we are tackling with a particular project, we will show you how you can get rid of these decimal places. Okay, now integers and floats and multiple assignment. We are saying that this time around, we are going to combine integers and floats. Now, when you divide it into as two numbers, even if they are integers that result in a whole number, you are always going to get a float. Yes, in Python program. So for instance, we know that we have this variable value. I said that 4 divided by 2. Naturally, when we divide 4 by 2, we are going to get exactly what? 2. But when you run this particular line of code, we are going to get 2.0. That is why we are saying that even if they are integers that result in a whole number, you always get what? A float. Yes, now we have what we call the multiple assignments. You can assign values to more than one variable using just a single line in Python. For example, here's how you can initialize the variables x, y, and z to 0. So we have x, y, all these are variables. So you have x, you have a comma, a space, you have a comma, a space, and z equal to respectively. So if you have 5 over here, then the x represents your 5. If you have 6, your y represents your 6. If you have 7 over here, Your Z represents your what? Your 7. So you need to separate the variable names with commas and do the same with the values. So you see this, you see that, and Python will assign each value to its respectively position what variable. Okay, so let's just do some basic demo. So that is our ID. So we can just erase everything over here. Let me just okay. So we are saying that we have my number. So we can say that we have 2 plus 2. That's all. You go ahead and we have print. That is my number. We execute this and we have 4. Okay. So we also have my num. As this time around, let's try something. We have 4 dividing 2. We execute this and let's go ahead, print. We have my num. Okay. So we have 2.0 over here, right? Then let's do the multiple assignments. Okay, so we are saying that we can assign this. So we have X, we have Y, we have Z equal to 5, 4, 6. All right. Now we can go ahead and say print variable X, print variable Y, print variable Z, and add these are the numbers. So we have this over here. So these are the numbers. We are actually going to print this. Okay, all right. So we have 3 variables over here, X, Y, Z, 5, 4, 6. The 5 represents X, the 4 represents Y, and the 6 represents what? Z. Okay, so we are saying that the print X, Y, Z, these are the numbers. That's all. All right, so it's going to print 5, 4, 6. So we have 5, 4, 6. These are the numbers. That looks pretty good, right? Sure. Okay, so you can go ahead and use the F format. And when you use the F format, you can say, okay, the first value is, that is X. Then you bring your curly braces as indicated. So by now you should be able to know how to use the F string, that is the F format. Then you also know your new line also, and all that of your tab. Okay, so you can rearrange these values. That is a 4, 6 for you to drop. Okay, so we have our numbers over here. Now we have comments. Let me take this opportunity to introduce to you comments in Python. So that is what you see over here. So that's how we do comments in Python. So listen, this is just for a demonstration purposes. This is just for demonstration purposes. Okay. It's pretty good for you to be indicating comments in your program that you'll be writing, okay? Because sometimes you'll be acting in teams and someone might go through your code and the codes that you have written, and with a comment, the person will be able to understand whatever you have, okay? So it's quite okay for you to comment in your codes, because sometimes even when you come back, assuming after programming or writing down some lines of code and you left your code there, or like you stopped working and you came back, let's say after some months, it's going to be very difficult for you to get to know, let's say, where you got to. But with a comment, you'll be able to read and know that, okay, this line actually means this, actually means that, and this is where actually I got to. Okay, that is it. So thanks once again for watching this section of ETU Library, Python programming tutorial series, and we have a lot of videos for you. Our next session on our Python programming is going to be wonderful because we are now moving deeper and deeper. So try as much as possible not to miss any section or any tutorials on the Python programming language. Thank you. And remember to subscribe to the channel.